Welcome to the Luxury Life YouTube channel. In this video, we're going to talk about NFL players who went from rich to completely broke. We have some crazy stories on the list, like someone who continued to spend thousands of dollars a day on drugs and narcotics even after being retired. Here's a list of 10 of those poor souls who never saw it coming and are now poorer than even you. Number 10, Lawrence Taylor. Despite retiring in 1993, former New York Giants linebacker Lawrence Taylor carried right on with his hard partying lifestyle, spending a fortune on drugs, alcohol, and even prostitutes. He claimed later in life that at one point he was spending thousands of dollars a day on narcotics. He also lost a lot of money when his company, All Pro Products, lost all its value on the market. And to make things worse, Taylor pleaded guilty in 1997 to tax evasion and was sentenced to house arrest, probation, and community service. After trying out the film industry and starting another company, it seemed Taylor was back on his feet, but in 2009, he filed for bankruptcy, got arrested for leaving the scene of an accident, and then got himself into even more trouble the following year for engaging in sexual acts with a minor. Yikes. Number 9, Travis Henry. They say raising kids is expensive, but apparently Travis Henry missed that memo. That, or he's never heard of a condom. Either way, the former running back who played for Buffalo, Tennessee, and Denver between 2001 and 2007 has fathered an incredible 11 children by 10 different women and is now paying the price, literally. Without his steady NFL income, Henry went broke trying to keep up with the almost $200,000 per year that he owed to all his baby mamas and child support, and was even arrested in 2009 for missing several large payments. Naturally, Henry turned to drug trafficking to bankroll all of his children's clothes and meals, got caught, and in 2009 was sentenced to 3 years in the pen for financing a multi-kilo cocaine dealing operation. Number 8, Ray Price. When he clocked his then-fiancée, Janae Palmer, in an Atlanta City casino elevator in February 2014, Ray Rice instantly set in motion his rapid decline into financial distress. Once the video surfaced, his career was terminated, cutting off his massive cash flow and eliminating around $10 million more that he was scheduled to earn. On top of that, his endorsement deals with Nike, EA Sports, and Vertimax went down the tubes, leaving him with no income whatsoever. Though he did have some money in the bank, he faced a mountain of legal fees, still owed on his possessions, and still had to pay taxes. Like the adage says, earn big, spend big. The problem was that Rice was still spending big despite not earning anything. Number 7, Mark Brunell. Talk about being in the hole. Quarterback Mark Brunell, after earning around $50 million in 17 seasons, playing for Jacksonville, Washington, New Orleans, New York Jets, and Green Bay between 1994 and 2011, found himself deep in debt after some very bad investment decisions left him high and dry. Like others on the list, Brunell, under bad advisement, tried his hand in real estate. He also invested in at least 11 Whataburger franchises. None of those business ventures turned a profit. In fact, not only did they not pan out, they failed miserably, forcing Brunell to declare bankruptcy in 2010, listing around $5 million in assets and nearly $25 million in debt. He's now coaching high school football in Jacksonville, where he lived during his playing days with the Jaguars, for more or less money while he tries to regain his financial footing. Number 6, Michael Vick. When he was found guilty of bankrolling a dogfighting ring in 2007, Michael Vick lost over $130 million in the long-term deal he had signed with the Atlanta Falcons, millions of dollars in endorsement and sponsorship deals, and tens of millions more in legal penalties and bonus repayments. Before his crimes came to light, Vick had purchased multi-million-dollar homes, expensive cars, overpriced jewelry, and was supporting several friends and family members financially. He predictably filed for bankruptcy in 2008, but did manage to return to the league with a $100 million contract with the Philadelphia Eagles. By 2015, he had clawed his way out of bankruptcy, but after paying off the remainder of his debts and with a fraction of his income that earned him $120 million during his playing days, Vick is on a much more normal financial track. He now runs football camps for kids and recently launched a new clothing line. Number 5, Terrell Owens. If his on-field antics were any indication, the flamboyant wide receiver Terrell Owens lived large during his playing days, spending nearly all of the $80 million he earned in the league between 1996 and 2010, leaving him basically penniless now that he's in the real world of personal responsibility. Though he counts them as investments, Owens bought several homes and condos before the housing crash, and their values ended up basically hitting rock bottom. Add to that at least 4 baby mamas seeking thousands and thousands in child support every month, and the fact that he put his trust in several people he shouldn't have. And Owens had to take a low-paying job in the indoor football league while making random media appearances just to try and put a dent into his monthly bills. Number 4, Tiki Barber. Who knows? Maybe the one-time starting running back for the New York Giants is doing better financially these days, but somehow I find it unlikely. Despite making over $25 million throughout his 10-year NFL career, Tiki Barber's infidelity and the fact that he was unable to continue to live within his means after his football money stopped coming in caused him to fall out of good financial standing, leading to his admission that he was broke. When his wife of 11 years was just about ready to pop with twins in 2010, Barber left her for 23-year-old homewrecker Tracy Lynn Johnson, an intern at NBC, where Barber had taken a broadcasting job. After NBC fired him, Barber had trouble coming up with the cash in the divorce settlement, and then the child support bill started rolling in. Number 3, Jamarcus Russell. If ever there was a model for how not to handle your newfound fortune and fame, Jamarcus Russell would be the poster boy. Beyond the fact that he is easily one of the biggest draft busts in the history of the league, Russell was an absolute train wreck when it came to the decisions he made off the field. He was the first overall draft pick by the Raiders in 2007 and signed a massive $61 million contract. But as soon as the money started rolling in, Russell basically stopped trying, though he certainly kept spending. The Raiders ended up releasing him in 2010, and not long after, he found himself in trouble when caught with unprescribed codeine. Quickly falling on hard times and unable to pay for his massive Oakland mansion, Russell fell way behind on his mortgage and, in desperation, wrote to all 32 team owners offering to play for free. Predictably, no one bid. Number 2, Vince Young. In 2014, Vince Young filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy 7 years after blowing through the more than $35 million he earned during his 6-year NFL career. According to his former financial advisor, Young somehow managed to spend cash faster than he earned it. He did reckless things with his money, like buying a $176,000 Ferrari with cash, dropping $300,000 on his own birthday party, buying out an entire Southwest airline flight, and treating his buddies to expensive dinners and drinks at $6,000 a pop. Of course, and stop me if you've heard this before, there's also the child support he owes to his 4 children's mothers, as well as the millions of dollars in loans he's behind on. Currently, he's trying to make a gridiron comeback in the Canadian Football League, but I doubt that's going to make much of a dent on his financial obligations. Number 1, Warren Sapp. I'm betting Hall of Fame former NFL defensive tackle Warren Sapp thought it was cool at the time, but is now regretting his expensive Bentley, his 240 pairs of Air Jordans, his 15,000 square foot home and matching lion skin rugs, and his 33rd floor Hollywood Beach condo. I bet he also regrets his bad business decisions, his arrests, the alimony and child support he owes monthly, and his generally poor financial decisions during his playing career. He filed for bankruptcy in 2012, listing over $6 million in assets and nearly $7 million in debts. So, how he blew through his $82 million career earnings without saving or investing in anything worthwhile is just beyond me. According to TMZ, he got out of bankruptcy in 2015, but he has since had to deal with some legal troubles, so it's not looking good for him, even if he's now back in the black. What do you think of this list? Do let us know in the comment section below. If you enjoyed this video and want to hear from us again, be sure to hit that subscribe button before you go.